Judy Friedman and Pete Stubel had a studio down on Grand Street. And when I came back from California in the early 80s, I was looking around. I couldn't find Grand Street. I didn't know where it was. You know, when I look at the connection and community, it's connection and community. Then James came to my class on the Upper East Side. And I said, by that time, Mary Dunn was in town. And Mary Dunn was teaching, of course, at the Jewish Community Center on the West Side. And that class was growing and growing and growing, and Mary, of course, Mary just couldn't keep still. Mary was a magnet. She was a teacher of teachers, and she was a magnet. She was a person who would include you and ask you to come along. And that's what happened. That's how the community really started to say, okay, let's do something. And then she started to talk about an association, because this is where we, and then James, I introduced James to Mary, and others, and then I look around and I said, no, yes, and when did you show up? And when did we all come together? And then the association started to form, and then the 24th Street place, you know. And Mary was just, it was her energy and her love and her creativity that certainly James hooked into. I mean, I wasn't a very good organizer guy, but I was a soldier. I thought I could just tell me what to do, I'll do it, I'll come along. And we started with, and Jenny Schubert was there, and all of these people, we just kept going. And we got the association, and then I remember we started I remember looking for the spaces. Do you remember, James, looking for that 24th Street space? It was like 1 million square feet when we first saw it. And we said, no. But James went back and he said, well, how about we get, what did we get? 8,000 square feet out of all of that. And then, you know, so it all happened. And then the second studio, right? And this is, look at all this, you know, this is, as the beautiful part of the 22nd Street studio is its design, its feasibility, its welcoming feeling. And it's a place of work. It's a place of yoga, you know. And so what I was thinking about this idea that, you know, when we begin, we go back to the beginning. We go forward by going back to how we started. We go forward from going back and going over. We come the way we have come. We go the way we have come. It's a great poetic law, isn't it? And this is what's happening here. It's going forward because it has been going forward. And it's going forward not just because of Mary, but because of the tradition and Guruji's work and Guruji's energy in the world. You know, I live in Europe, and it's a world community. You know, all of the associations, and Cruiser was right. Yes, there's plenty of politics, but the fact is, people are doing this subject. And it's not the populist notion, right? It's the notion that discipline, understanding, creativity, the method, and the guru, the teacher, are the guides to this work. And this is what's coming up. And now we're here. And it's an inspiration. I walked in and I said, yes, this is a beginning again. You know, perfectly logical. So in one sense, yoga anusasanam is now, okay, now we begin, what does the t-shirt say? Do it in Brooklyn. Now we begin in Brooklyn. And yeah, I don't know what else to say, other than it's full of love. Oh, the other thing I wanted to say, when Guruji came, remember in 05, in 05, Guruji came to the first institute. And that was a wonderful, and Birju was there, and Jawahar, and Manuso, and all, you know, all the guys. And he actually came to my apartment, because Karandakar and what's his name, Mahadevan was staying at my house. It was just crazy. It was great. And Guruji came in and he saw my ropes on the wall. And he saw his picture on the wall. And then, and after that, and before he went to the, okay, so after that, people would come into my house, come take classes at my house, And they come in the door and they said, what happened here? Yeah. His imprint was in the wall. And the same concept, right? The same with the 24th Street place. When he left there, do you remember what he did? He came out into the audience, he started following people's heads. And when he left, and what he left there was that place transformed from a place of physical practice to a place of sadhana, a place of inner practice, because his energy was there. And he hasn't been here yet. Please God, let him come. But I feel that energy here, because it's come through you guys. And it's come through the love of him and the subject, and practice, and all of that. So, Jaya Jaya. Thank you all. And just go forward. It's going to be a great success. Thank you, James. James, you did this.